Hi, my name is Stefani, a fourth-year student of International Business Management Program of Petra Christian University located in Surabaya, Indonesia. And here in this video, I would like to tell more about myself, my career plans, and the things that I've learned in university, and of course the things that I need to do in order to achieve my goals.
It's a framework created by the passionate and dedicated lecturer of mine, Professor Dr. Casey Chan, who has been teaching me in various international business modules focusing on global strategic management. This framework is called 6A's, which comprises of awareness, alignment, action, adoption, assurance, and last but not least, anticipation. So first, in awareness, I will determine my personality type and traits through the tasks that have been recommended by Professor Dr. Casey Chan, which are the learning style test, the general enterprising tendency test, the Big 5 personality test, the Belbin's team role test, and last but not least, the leadership assessment test. And here are my results. Firstly, in the learning style test, there are 4 distinct types of learning style, which are theorist, pragmatist, activist, and reflector. From the first test, it is shown that I'm more towards having the reflector learning style. Well, as a reflector, I prefer to observe something from different perspectives and gather facts before coming to a conclusion. And in the next test, which is the general enterprising tendency test, it is shown that I have a drive in determination, in which I always show considerable determination and focus on giving my best effort in order to get the results I want and deserve. Well, in the Big 5 personality test, it is shown that I have a high score in conscientiousness and agreeableness. Conscientiousness is the personality trait of being honest and hardworking. A high scorer like me tends to follow rules and prefer clean and tidy environment. As for agreeableness, it reflects how individuals adjust behavior to suit others. High scorers like me are typically polite, indirect, and like people a lot. In Belbin's model team roles test, I score high in both implementer and team worker. In the team as an implementer, I tend to be disciplined, reliable, conservative, and efficient, where I turn ideas into practical actions. As an implementer, however, I do have some weaknesses like being inflexible and slow to respond to new possibilities. As a team worker, I'm cooperative, mild, perceptive, and diplomatic. I listen actively and avoid conflict among team members. However, as for the downside, I can be indecisive in facing tight deadlines and can be easily influenced. And then, in the last test, which is the leadership self-assessment, I scored high in negotiating. Negotiating is focused on building on common interests to achieve results that are acceptable to all parties involved and nurturing productive working relationship within and outside organization. Negotiating is also about resolving conflict successfully to prevent tension or lasting resentment in the organization. Well, now that I better understand myself in the aspects of strengths and weaknesses, I will proceed to alignment to align my personalities and traits with my career plans. In 1 year, I actually plan to graduate from the university on time, fully equipped with knowledge and skills. In 3 years, I would like to graduate in Masters of Business Management or in Education. In 5 years, I would like to become a multilingual top executive working in the global food and beverages or the education sector. And lastly, in 10 years, I would like to establish my own business in food and beverages as well as the education sectors. And now moving to action, I would like to mention the things that I have done in order to achieve my goals. One of the actions that I've taken is learning foreign languages. In the past 7 years, I actually studied in Singapore, and back then I took Chinese language as my mother tongue and completed my Chinese language O-level exam. I've also taken the level 5 of HSK test this year, and I still keep practicing my skills by conversing with my Singaporean friends to master my basic daily conversations. And not forgetting, I also read Chinese newspapers to widen my knowledge. Well, I love languages and I always keep learning as I believe that learning is never ending process, as the saying goes, 活到老学到老. And now moving on to adoption. Here I will tell you about things I've learned from Professor Dr. Casey Chan and how I will implement it. During my 4-year study as an international business management, I have learned a lot of things. And here, I will only highlight the most valuable thing that I've learned from Professor Dr. Casey Chan, which is the holistic thinking. Holistic thinking is a way of thinking that incorporates different perspectives to see things as a big picture. It uses the framework of what, why, and how. Each one represents holistic thinking for effective planning, system thinking for effective control, and also critical thinking. I will now adopt this framework to look for the things I should do and for my self-development to achieve my goals. And so, what are my goals? Well, as I've mentioned earlier that I've planned to achieve my goals within 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And why are they important? Well, so that I can keep track of my progress and later be able to contribute something useful for the society. And how do I achieve these goals? Basically, I will start by undergoing an internship in big international companies to understand better how they manage their business in order to have efficient business process. I also need to broaden my knowledge in order to not to be late behind in this fast-changing business world. And now moving on to assurance. I will need to assure that I have the support in order for me to reach my goals. Well, I believe that knowledge and theories alone are not enough to make myself to be someone useful and impactful for the society. And knowing this, I've been very active in participating as organizing committees for events that my university organizes, and through these activities, I have improved my interpersonal, teamwork, and management skills. Not only that, I have also participated in voluntary causes and charitable works where I teach orphans and organize activities for elderly in the old folks home. Through these activities, I've also learned that successful entrepreneurs should not only care about profits alone, but they have to create an impact to the society through various contributions. Lastly, in anticipation, I will anticipate by working on the things that I have to improve in order for me to achieve my goals. Well, I'm aware that I have some shortcomings that might hinder me from achieving my goals. That is according to the entrepreneurship trait test that I've taken earlier, I scored a really low in the creative tendency, and thus I have to improve on this particular trait. It is very crucial to think outside the box, continuously looking for new possible opportunities, and to stay innovative to sustain a business. And with that, I have completed the 6A's framework that covers my personality, career plans, as well as the things that I have to do and improve on in the process of making my goals into reality.
Thank you for watching, and I hope this framework is useful in helping you to map out your bright future ahead. I wish you all the best in planning your career. And before I end this session, I would like to express my utmost gratitude to Professor Dr. Casey Chan, who has taught me a lot of valuable lessons throughout my study here at Petra Christian University. Stay passionate and stay impactful, Dr. Chan.